Hello and welcome to the Beet Goes On podcast. Today we have Jackie on here, and I'm just going to let her introduce herself and where she lives and who she is.
You go. Awesome. Jaquelin Jenkins. I live in Morehead City, North Carolina, from Raleigh, and I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yeah. So tell everybody how you found out, because we talked for, a year. How did you find out about Beettan? Like, how did it initially start?
Yeah. So I think it was like this upcoming weekend, 2021. I was in Savannah for a wedding. One of my best friends, Arabella, was getting married, and I tried on my dress and I was very pale, and I Googled instant tan. And it just so happened that you were set up at the bottom of our hotel. And I think that's still your current location today, isn't it?
Yeah, you're the hotel behind me, but yeah, it's like you walk around the corner. They're like an alley is all that's between us.
Yes. And so literally ran downstairs and got to meet you, and instantly, saw what an amazing person you were and loved the vibe. Loved Emily's boutique and just everything about Beettan.
And Emily is one of my dearest friends. She is a clothing designer, and her boutique is next door to my shop. So she met, and we are a vibe. We're very different, but also have a lot of similarities.
No, it's amazing. I mean, you can just tell that you all, know who you are and don't care about other people's opinions, and that is attractive. And, I feel like every female should have that. And so anyway, I was really pleased with my tan. It continued to develop, which I thought was great, and became a nice, very even color. And the fact that it is organic is amazing. At the time, I ran an organic CBD company, and so it really fit well, just with everything that I care about. But that was in 2021, and then last year, 2023, I made the purchase, but I was a global ecosystem advisor for a large software company. And so really just didn't have the time, but ended up getting laid off in May of this past year.
Did we run into each other somewhere in between that spray tan? And
I think I just followed you.
I feel like I saw you somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. Or maybe you ran into Emily at a festival or something.
I did. I ran into Emily at a festival. But, just followed you and Beettan, and knew that it was something that I needed to be a part of. And I'm mad that I didn't open up my shop earlier because
it has to feel right. I always say that. Yes. Like Beettan's always going to be here. And honestly, like we've grown massively since I first met you. Like there was a lot of growth in 2021 and 2022.
Yes.
A lot of growth. Like we grew 4 times. And there was a lot
amazing.
There's a lot of growing pains on my end. I always wear the face of like the smile is always there, but there's some shit going on over here. So it's like, now was a really good, 2023 was last year was a good time to start. But then you were involved with that that like corporate style company, right? So it kind of slowed you down.
Yes. And getting laid off was like the biggest blessing. I have worked ever since I was, started babysitting at 11 years old, got a real job when I was 15, and have worked all the way through for someone else. So ever since June, I have been embarking on this journey with Beettan, and have really taken the time to get all of my friends and friends of friends obsessed with Beettan, which has been great. And I'm about to finally make my first reorder because I'm running out of supplies.
So you've gone through your kit. You've gone through stuffing your kit. That's awesome. Yes. So everyone knows everything in your kit. If you go through it, you've paid your full investment back. Sometimes hard to see that, but we specifically do the kits so that you make more than your investment back. So even if you're not keeping up with it, like I don't, I never did. I had to learn how to, do a cash flow and a balance sheet later in life. I was kind of winging it. in the beginning, and it's easy to do that with a service-based business, but I mean, you earned, so pat yourself on the back for that.
That's great.
You got your investment back.
Yeah. And I think the best piece of advice that you gave me is to make sure that I'm, spraying women in my community. I think now that summertime is over, and I realized there was a little bit of a lag time in getting my name out there because I do live at the beach and it was summertime. But now that the
Which is similar to Savannah, we have Tybee. So like summer slows down and then fall, it picks back up.
Yeah. And
then spring is exciting. Spring is when we make all the moolah. I'm so excited for spring. So with the training, like what did you like about the training? I know that you and I talked a lot because we'd initially met in person, but what are some of the things that you like about, the community and the training page? I just would love to.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's amazing that I lost my job and was able to jump right into this and, all within my home. And the investment, even though I made it last year, it would have been very easy for me to do it this year since you do offer that installment program like through Shop, which is great. But the fact that I was able to educate myself, reach out to you guys, know that I have a support group, and know that, this isn't just any other spray tan company, that this is made with efficacy, and that, when I'm spraying my clients, it's changing, something that they used to do that was toxic, that is now healthy for them.
You could feel good about putting it on their skin, but and my favorite, I will say this a million times, my favorite part is that it's a feel good business. People leave more confident. I have people that come into my shop still and they are just like, I'm not even here for an event. I just felt like shit this week. And I do have to say, like, so like our Beettan community, I try to like keep the listeners like knowing, because we get new listeners every week, which is exciting. But the Beettan community, we're all in a private Facebook page together, and there's also on our private site, we call it the pro site, there's a feed where we can all interact with each other too. So we have several ways to like stay connected. We're all using the same products. But I will say, when Jackie's on there, she's very very positive. She's a light. Like it's you see all these like personalities on there, and there's a lot of fear in anything in life, right? So I like how like you've never really like gave any energy to the fear part of it. You've been like excited, even though you got held back, and went with the corporate job. But then when you got laid off from that, you were so grateful for this. I am so thankful for your light in the group, because you just think about like, and you can see the different personalities, and there's no right or wrong. We're all just being authentically ourselves. But I enjoy seeing your little input. Just the little comments go a long way, because some of these women are in their 20s, and this was a jump for them. And even though we do have like you can pay as you go, the Affirm and all those things that help break it up. It still is scary. It's an investment in yourself, and on no matter what level that is. So I really appreciate your positivity. There's a couple handfuls of women like you on there, and it's funny how you guys take turns, and the energy that you bring to the group. You don't realize how far that gets someone like me. If I didn't have women like that in my life, I wouldn't have come this far. Emily Bargeron, who and met, the fashion designer friend, is one of my cheerleaders in life. So that's why the community aspect is so important. So even though you were like slow to go full on into it, I have appreciated your energy the entire freaking time. Whether it was a text message you were sending me or something you were saying in the group.
Well, you're an inspiration to me, and I think that this is what it's all about, and I want to get more involved. And, I think the biggest advice that I can give to any business owner, because I mean, being a business owner is scary. It is like, there's nothing like not scary about it, but growth happens, like when we're scared. And if we're not
persevere
scared
through that fear. and keep
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Because
Exactly.
you
And I
can
think
say it
that,
yourself, like the other side of it is corporate job, there are perks
well,
to
I can
that
tell a whole
too.
big story on that. I mean, I joined I've been in cybersecurity, and then last year took a leap of faith and joined an all women organization and thought that it was going to be amazing, and could not wait to make millions of dollars with these empowered women. And what I realized is, like, the corporate world has really damaged a lot of people, and women specifically, and there's a lot of wounded warriors out there. And being able to take control of the energy that is around me and what I bring to others, just after going through such, unfortunately, it ended up being like extremely toxic, but I think that's due to their past. It really taught me, what not to do as a leader, and how to shift that energy into, positivity, and that I am blessed that I have control of my life and how I spend it. And like you said, it's a feel good business. So to
It
know
is
that
such a feel good business. Yeah.
I can help other women just by simply spraying them.
I know. It seems so
Yeah,
silly.
it's great.
Sometimes I feel silly saying it,
It's not
but
silly.
it really is. We aren't the bodybuilder brand. Like, we are enhancing your skin tone, not changing it. So, those who want to be like super dark and look way different, ours is just like a nourishing, moisturizing product that gives you a natural glow and tan. And I love our clientele, because I think what the product does reflects the clientele that we get. And I have made friends with clients of mine. I've
Yeah.
become more active in my community. I was able to, my son, I don't know if you saw the video that I did with him
It was so
recently.
cute.
It's affected him and the way he views what he
The
wants to
shirt
do
off.
with his life. Yeah.
He was
So
pumped.
it's a
He
little
was so
spray
cute.
tan business, but it's doing big things, which is kind of, which
I
is kind of
mean,
crazy.
do
And you're
not.
starting to feel the impact of that coming out of that. So where are you at? So you've almost gone through your kit. How has it been so far?
I've
Because
already made one reorder, which, by the way, I think I
I
need to
remember
get.
it was after we got off the phone.
Yes.
I think I was
Yes.
telling you what to order on the phone.
Well, and I need to get some of those things, but then Hurricane Helene came through, and I'm so glad you're okay. But
it was just more of a pain in the butt. I feel so bad for Asheville, North Carolina,
I
Tennessee.
know.
I mean, those that were
I'm
completely
going.
flooded.
I actually thought about bringing my spray tan and offering my girlfriends who are up there. I'm going to volunteer tomorrow,
Oh,
and
good.
I'm gonna bring my spray tan because I'm sure it's
Why
going to make
not?
them feel better.
That's the thing about this business. One of our spray tan partners now is unfortunately going through a divorce, and she has friends all over. And so while she's waiting for the house to sell from the divorce, she's just toting that thing
Traveling.
everywhere, spraying people.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
great.
So she's
People
taking
want to
it.
support you.
She's taking it with her. So, have you made any new friends? Like, have you bonded with business? Or you're a very outgoing person, so I'm sure that you already had a lot of connections just based on your personality.
I mean, like I said, first of all, getting laid off was just like a gut punch, and I really needed to take time to get my mind right and get that positive energy back. And now that I feel like I have the space and the time, I recently joined the local hospital foundation here, and being able to donate a year package, and then also like a anti-aging tanning package. It just was so amazing to know that, like, that's my business giving back. And it ended up being a lifetime membership is worth $2,200 if you did it by the tan.
That's a really good. So you gave that to
a gala, like a silent action, a silent auction.
And it's so, I did so much of that. Like, Amanda Harris, when she used to work, now she sprays in Richmond Hill, but she used to work with me at Beettan, and she used to be like, "Stop it. You tell everyone, yes, stop giving stuff away." But
it's part of your brand.
It is. And one of my biggest accounts, I say account because they also buy wholesale for the gift shop, is the hospital. So yeah. So they keep my stuff, my brochures up in the gift shop. at the hospital, and all the nurses can purchase the product and take it home. They know it's Georgia based, like they know it's
Yeah.
a small business or a
Amazing.
small company. And they also know that I spray tan because they tell it right there. So,
Yeah.
and those are, they're in the medical field. They know they're literally like seeing the damage that the sun causes, and they also don't have time.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how many nurses shop at the gift shops. Like
Good
because they
tip.
have an account, like they can at the hospital
Right.
here, they can go and buy a bunch of things. So their gift shop is full of all kinds of cool stuff, like
Amazing.
high-end stuff, because they could just put it on their account and it
Yeah.
slowly gets taken out of their check. So that's you would never think that like linking up with a hospital, and the way that I linked up and found all of this out was by donating for something. I don't know,
Yeah.
Sherry, and now
On the
the
auction, I'm
head of
sure.
the hospital of Candler Hospital gets sprayed every week. Her name's Sherry.
I
So,
love it. Well,
and
I mean, stuff like that in my corporate life, partnerships and alliances is the world that I live in. And so all of last week, I reached out to all 25 spas in the area,
smart.
and super excited. Yes, thanks for that tip.
Your
But super
business
excited
owners are going to be
to,
your advocates because they know what you're going through, and you just have to work up. I think when I first started, you're not like this, but when I first started, I was bartending too, so I felt very intimidated. Like, I don't know, I felt it very
I mean,
intimidated to talk to
don't
business
put
owners. I felt
yourself
like
in that.
they were knew more than me, or were in a different. I don't know. They were up here, I was down here. Is honest to God truth how it felt. And it's not like that at all, but I had to like just push through and connect with people. And the business really, that's where it started to get in the closer to the six-figure range. I was loving it and happy with it when it was doing like 40 to 50K a year. I was like, woohoo, this is great. And I was still working two other jobs. But when it started to get closer to the six-figure was because of what you're doing now early on, is networking with other business owners
I
in
mean,
the
I truly
community.
believe that we are better together. And,
Absolutely.
I think that's the best thing. I think we're both so ADD, because you asked me a question a while ago. I never
We
really
both
answered it.
yeah, answer it
I
now.
love it. Yeah. So you asked me what I loved about the community. And I think that, knowing that I can easily, every Tuesday, which I'm going to try to be better about, because when I was attending the Tuesdays, I like totally felt more involved and more
Mhm.
like eager to go and run my business. And I've noticed not attending that, there's that lack there, but I know that it's there. I know that I can always, reach out. And even like, 2 weeks ago, I had a client who is on thyroid medicine, and I don't think you'll find any other business franchise, that you can literally text the CEO and ask a question like that and say, thank you so much for providing,
Yeah.
the openness, for providing the community. And, just watching all of these women come together and, have different experiences. And I think for the most part, it's like all positive. Yes,
Oh,
there's like the scariness
every
of it,
once in a
but
while there'll be normal things, but at least you have the supportive community to back you up. Because chances are we've been through something similar, but like this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This isn't like this isn't like, oh, it's going to be painless because you have us. No, you're going to have a supportive community that have been through what you've gone through. There are different stages. This is not an MLM. We're not taking a percentage. There's no monthly charge. One of the girls recently from Texas was like, I was like, oh, Jill, let's just hop on a coaching call. I can coach you through that. And she goes, how much is that? And I was like, nothing. Just book
I
the call.
mean, I remember at first being like, you need to charge more, but
Yeah,
I
Emily
love that.
Bergeron. Yeah, will you tell them what Emily Bergeron
Yes,
told you? So Emily's my dearest friend, and it's just ironic that Jackie met her because Jackie's in North Florida, but it
yes.
was at a festival.
Yes. And I literally was like, I just think that she needs to charge more. And she's like, no, that is part of her brand. Part of her brand is to help women, and help them get started. I don't know if you've told your story recently, but I think that it's amazing, that you were able to create this life for yourself and then share that wealth with other women.
Yeah.
And, again, it's that better together
And the
story.
wealth is like not, it's in abundance. It's not always in dollar signs. Like there's a lot of um other things that make me feel so abundant with this company and this business. And Carolina and Nashville showing #2 on Google thrilled me to death. Um,
I mean, I think I'm number one
I've
on
seen them.
Google when you
Heck yeah.
been
It's the
down
little
here.
things like that. Like that's exciting to me because you're putting in the work, you're doing it, and it really does pay off. It is hard sometimes to watch someone give up because that's happened. Like I'm not going to say every single person that signed up has crushed it. Um, it does
Okay,
hurt my
number
heart.
two.
Yeah, does hurt my heart to see them go, but I like that I can still keep in touch with them on some personal level. We never take anyone off the pro site. We want to be there for them on whatever level. We had a woman lose her son, and she really never came back after that, and that's understandable. But I check in with her, and we all think that's the beauty of social media. Like there's so many negatives to it, but I like that we have a social media platform and a group that we can like see what the others doing and connected through that private Facebook group because it is really cool
Yeah.
to see, where everybody's at and what they're doing. But yeah,
All right. With that, where would you suggest like that I focus the next couple of months?
I think keep doing what you're doing. I like that you're connecting with business owners in your community. Connecting with the community is my favorite part. To this day, um, when someone contacts me to help or be a part of something, heck, I got asked to do that Dance with the Stars thing, which I was terrifying. But with the people that I have met through the community and the connections that I've made outside of spray tanning, are cool too. It's kind of
Right.
weird when you see someone at the grocery store and they know you because of your brand. That's really exciting. So I think what you're doing is connecting with other business owners will lead to so much more. Doing the giveaways or the donating your services to causes like you did with the hospital. Super smart. It really does gain a really strong reputation for your brand and yourself as the business owner. And then I think I would I would love, we have 400 people that have learned how to spray tan. I'd say about
Wow.
30 show up on Tuesday, 20 to 30, either on Facebook, because we do it on Facebook and on the pro site.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they pop in, ask their question, pop out. I would say try to come one Tuesday a month. And I would appreciate it just because I think you have a lot of value and you can offer a lot to some of the girls who maybe don't network as well as you do and give them some
I
advice.
want to learn. I think there's a lot of people that I can learn from too. So
Yeah. Brooke Waters in Athens. I think she's really like us. So like as far as weather and seasons go, she's in
mm-hmm.
Athens, Georgia. She now has employees. I still only have one. So, but I outsource the
Amazing.
tans to the
Yeah.
Beet Tan partners around me.
Right.
I got tired of going through people. I wanted someone to have it for themselves. So I did a little different, but I do have other sprayers in Savannah. Brooke's a
And
really
I feel
good
like
one.
there's a whole business there too. I mean, that's ideally, that is my plan, is to get to a point where I can hire and, expand my business. And, for anyone that is listening in North Carolina, I would love to partner with them as well. Cause I think, wedding season is huge. And, in Raleigh, there are so many sororities. In Greenville, there's sororities. I mean, there's so many different markets in North Carolina.
Right.
And I feel like, I know everyone that I know loves a spray tan. What I found so interesting though, is that I feel like the self tanner makes me feel like better
Oh yeah.
than spray tan, which is
It
so
never
funny because
gets
it
old.
takes
I've
me
been doing
5
this
minutes.
21 years and it never gets old. I'd be having the worst day ever. And I'm like, let me go spray my face just
Yes.
so I can get through this day.
Yes.
Like
Yes. I love it.
there's not that, I mean, there's nothing that feels better than a little bit of color. And with that being said, like I'll just spray a little bit of spray tan on my face and feel like $1,000,000. Like if I'm down there spraying and I'm making all these people look and feel good, it is contagious and it makes you want to do it. And it never gets old. It never gets old. It's a fun business. Even if you end up, you know, only spraying you and your friends, it's a fun business, but you'll end up,
Right.
it catches on at different speeds for everyone, depending on what level, or, we have nurses who do it part time. We have, uh, with you're taking it on full on because you left your corporate job. But I think that I don't think you need a lot of advice. That's my favorite part about the community is like, there's
showing
nothing
up.
I could tell you to do is there's nothing I tell you to do. You're already doing it. It's just really nice to have that supportive community that you don't have to pay a monthly fee for.
Well,
I
and
say I say that because we have a lot of boutiques who pay monthly to be a part of a platform similar. But there's not a buy-in with theirs and kit. Like it's different. Like they have they have to run their business and pay for the people who do all the coaching. So I get it. But I love that our community, we're all using the same thing at the same time and running the same type of business. And I think that's like just be a part of the community because you're gonna get a lot of great advice in there. You really are.
And I love that. And I love that even a little plug for you guys is like, even if you like spray tans, like Arabella, I know she bought a kit just for herself.
For home. I was like, for real? Okay.
Yep.
I was like, it's not cheap because I never really done that. And I was like, and it was funny. She's like, yeah, I can't find a BT near me. I was like, okay. So Arabella was a customer of mine. It's a mutual, that's how a connection between Jackie and I.
Yes,
and she was a customer and moved in. At the time, I didn't have a BT anywhere near her. So she just was begged me to buy a kit. And I was like, yeah, just don't tell anybody because it's the whole thing. If you start a business, you got to do the whole shebang. And she was like, okay, deal. So, and she pays a bit of a premium on the solution because she's not a partner. So
love it.
She pays a little bit of a premium because I had to I'm just making this shit up as I go, but
yeah, I mean, and that's like every business owner, you're just being real about it. And I think, as soon as we all realize that like nobody has it together.
No, that's what, I need all of you, just like you need the company's support. Like I love your feedback. I listen. I'm not a spray tan company. Like I would say, I don't like to bash any of my competitors, but I do know what sets this company apart is I'm actively a CEO spraying the product that I'm teaching others how to use, and I'm running a business that I'm teaching currently. I didn't make a product and then sit over here and have a customer service line. I'm actively involved in the company and I'm actively involved in my own spray tan shop and my own business. And
I love it.
And so I think what makes that beneficial for me is I am directly in contact with all of the people spraying the solution. So I hear the feedback. And I think that's why, actually, I know that's why everyone has been so faithful to the brand because they're a part of why it's so good. That they're a part of it. Like all of their feedback, all of these years, last 10 years, has been from either my customers here in Savannah or my sprayers.
Right.
Brooke Waters was she gave me all the feedback and she is honest. She was a big say so. Virginia and Jax, Suzanne in Statesboro, Rachel, she was in LA at the time. Rachel was huge. Rachel was my very first one. Rachel Nelson. She's now back this way. She works in film, but she was my first sprayer and she was in LA. And
you say she works in film?
Mm-hmm. That's how I got in and connected with a lot of celebrities here when they started filming here was through Rachel.
Well, I was an extra yesterday on a Netflix show, and I think there's a total market there. And I would love to talk to you offline about helping with like corporate partnerships because.
So I got connected with some makeup artists in the union, and then when they come here, I'm their go-to because there's not a sprayer in the union. Sprayers are. Great. It's normally like a personal, like the actress wants a spray tan and the movie's willing to pay, is or is not willing to pay for it. And the makeup artist is the person that does it. The movie paid me, but like I would never be in the union because it's not like makeup. Makeup's needed in every movie, spray tans are not. So it's like,
I don't know, that's debatable.
It's one of those contracted things. I've tried, but I do know I'm on the website with all the, like I'm on the website here in Savannah.
Yeah.
So I just got the makeup artist was how I got in. So that would be my advice is, figure out the makeup artists that are in the union, and all I did was spray them for free.
Yeah.
They
they
wore
would
it, loved
bring
it.
you on.
And I ended up spraying Zac Efron, Channing Tatum, Alexandria Daddario. I spray tanned the lady from Seinfeld with the curly hair. I can't remember her name.
You got to spray Channing Tatum?
Julia who?
Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Channing Tatum was awesome. I think I manifested that. And before we wrap this up, I will say this. When you get caught up in the business, it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, in life in general, with kids, with dogs, with whatever, business, etc.
Whatever.
So I was at a trade show, and the trade shows for me, were so nerve-wracking because it's you pay $5,000 for your booth, and then you have to pay for the hotel. You have to pay for the staff. You have to leave your business, or in my case, leave my business and my company, which is my baby here in Savannah, and leave that running in the hands of others, even though they do a lot of it better than I do. But hey, I hired really great people. So I'm at the trade show, and then I had all these like young girls, boutique owners in the South. There's I don't know if
a ton of young women that own
young women and their moms, and they own businesses together, own cute boutiques together. It's the cutest thing ever. So I had a crew of these young, I'm talking about early 20s. I wish my mom had bought me a boutique.
I know.
But they were hard. I mean, they were hard working, working it online, TikToking, whatever. They were all kind of around me, and I was talking about the product line, and I was like, well, at the time I had sprayed Zac Efron for Baywatch, because that filmed part in Miami and part here. And they were like, oh my God, did you die? Did you die? And I was like, honestly, I'm a little older, and I remember my son watching him on the Mickey Mouse Club or something, something on Disney that he was on. And I was like, so I don't know. He was cute. He was really kind, but he was very professional, and I wasn't as nervous as I thought. I was like, I feel like the only person I'd ever get nervous around is Channing Tatum. I might pass out with him. And then fast forward a year and a half later, I just spray tanned Channing Tatum. So I was like, did I manifest that? And I got the call to spray him the day I went through a breakup. So the universe was being good to me that day.
Yes.
That was pretty exciting. And Channing was really, really, really nice. He wanted to be really, really dark, which I cannot stand because it doesn't fade well. And he had to get sprayed every week. So you can't our stuff
continue to add on.
It's I'm like, you got to scrub it off. So I gave him all these products, and did it do anything for me? No. I have a face shot with Channing Tatum I'll send it to you.
I mean, who do we want to manifest? Let's talk about that.
I know, let's manifest somebody else. I want to manifest Sarah Blakely. That's who I want to manifest.
Oh my God, stop. I'm obsessed.
I'm obsessed with her. And I actually this morning started to write her something on Instagram. I'm like, no, I used AI to help me with my grammar. And I'm like, that doesn't even sound like me. I'm not sending that. But one day my letter to her will come out. And and I'll write her because that's the kind of CEO I want to be. She has many
grants that you could apply for as a woman founder.
The Inventors Camp for little girls.
Yes.
She's who I want to be. And she was telling one, I think Kevin, Mr. Wonderful from whatever, Shark Tank.
Yep.
I don't know. She was sitting at a table with him, and she hasn't recorded. And he was like, it's a dog eat dog world. It's a war out there when you own a business. She's like, I don't think it's a war. And that's not how I'm going to do business. And that is how I am with business. And I try to portray that to the girls because out of fear, sometimes you'll get competitive with your neighbors. But it's not a war out there. It really is fun. And if you love what you're doing and you really enjoy the journey, I think the abundance just comes with that.
I love that.
Because you're fulfilled within. And I truly believe she's a billionaire because she freaking loved what she was doing, and she just kept believing in it. And she didn't really care. I think she cared, but I just really like her story, and I like her mission. And now with that money, and the best thing that Sarah Blakely, sorry, there's sirens out. The best thing that Sarah Blakely ever said was I went and saw her at Aspire in Atlanta. It was so great. Her and her husband were there. They were both speakers. Kevin Hart was there, but she obviously, actually her husband and her like were tied for my favorite speakers. But the best thing that she said was they were like, with all this success, how has it changed you? Like, has the money, what has it done for you? And she's like, you know what? I can just do more of what I've always wanted to do. It just money magnifies who you are. She's like, so if you're an asshole and you get some money, you're going to be a bigger asshole. She's like, but if you're good and you want to do good, you can do more good with money. She's like, it's a tool.
I love it.
And I love that she said that. And that's how I want to grow the company. Like I want to grow it for good. So whatever money comes with it, I get to meet women like you. I get to, otherwise I wouldn't, I'm from Savannah, I'm born and raised, and I am so grateful for this company because I get to have relationships like this and meet women like you, and watch and help you grow in whatever way you want to, with the brand and with the products, on whatever level that looks like for you.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. It's my favorite part.
No, I love
manifest
it.
Sarah Blakely. That's what all that
was. I love
about.
it. No, I mean, well, we share that. And maybe Gabby Bernstein too.
Oh my God. I love her. She's who I listen to on, and a lot of the partners listen to this podcast. So I do want to say this. Gabrielle Bernstein, I have all of her books. I have a couple of them. I mean,
The Universe Has Your Back is the first one you need to read.
I now like Happy Days, which is somewhere on my desk right here. I mean, it's like faded. I've read it so many times. Happy Days is a really
reread.
Actually, this is the Law of Attraction. I also like that book. But Gabrielle Bernstein is like my go-to on those days where you have anxiety. Like you're going to have anxiety with business. You're going to have those days like where you missed an appointment. You've got that client that just has no boundaries. Like you're going to deal with this stuff. Gabby has some really nice like practices, just like breath work and staying focused. Like she just really, for me, I was going through a breakup and some weird stuff with the business, following a bookkeeper stealing, and just
that's
chaos.
The day I met you.
Yeah. Was it?
When the bookkeeper was stealing from you?
Oh my gosh, I didn't remember that. That was the day that you met me.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, like I'm glad she stole from me because I learned a lot from it and I gained a lot from it, as weird as that sounds. So sometimes when you're in the thick of things, you don't really realize that things are happening for you, not to you. And that is 100,000% true. Like you can't live your life like worried about what's going to happen and dwelling on things that did happen. And I like Gabby Bernstein's because she has actual like exercises and which
is a total mind shift set. And I think, her biggest thing is like, if you're having fun, the universe is going to respond to that, which I think, like you said with Sarah Blakely, like as long as you are confident in knowing that, you have an end goal and, okay, the confidence might waver, but keeping a smile on your face and knowing that it's okay to not be okay sometimes.
Yeah.
And
those bad things are usually working for you. You just don't really realize it in the moment because of how it feels. And I like how she says you can choose how you want to feel about things. And that is a practice that I've had. I've made it as far as I've made it from a fight in me, but I'm ready to fucking put the fire out and live more like a water life. I'm reading the book right now. I'm reading the book, and I think the fire and the fight in me, I think her, which is one of her practices, I think that part of me who fought me to get as far as I've come, but now it's time for me to chill the fuck out. And
it's time for you to like relax and be abundant.
The book I'm reading now is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
So good. I'll read it like every week forever, but well, we have to keep in touch with that. I think, can you come to the Beet Retreat in January?
I'm definitely going to be there.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I'll definitely be there.
Because I think this will be we should have like a Gabrielle Bernstein evening. There's one.
Well, I'm a Reiki master, so I can do some
I love it.
Healing. Yeah.
Let's do that. And one of the exercises, yes, let's definitely, and Mary, you'll vibe with Mary a lot. She does yoga, but she's also like really,
I don't know her yet, but I feel like she does so much for the community.
She's so sweet and she loves it. She loves it. I'm going to tell you, because what Beettan can afford to pay her in salary, homegirl loves it. So I'm just letting you know, girlfriend loves to be there because she's also runs our social media. So the community stuff that she does, she really does because she loves it, because she's more about social media content. So all of that extra is just her because she's such a lovely person.
I love it.
But she will be there too. But what we're going to do, one of the exercises at the Beet Retreat is we're going to write down fears and negative stuff, and we have a fire pit. We're going to burn it. So we're going to have, I told Mary, I sent her the longest audio. If I can find it on my phone, I'll send it to you, like the random thoughts of Michelle. But it's us talking about, I'm like, I wanted to be like the slumber party I had in second grade. After the education, that Sunday night, I wanted it to be a sisterhood. And I want that sisterhood to
I have
be
chills
so
all
strong.
over.
Yeah. Like when everybody leaves, I want everyone to know that they have a sister in all of us. And I, I'm somehow I'm like, how do I have this from a spray tan company? How freaking cool is this? And it just goes to show you can think bigger, you can be bigger, it could be bigger. And for me, having the sisterhood is just so cute. I'll send you the audio. I'll text it to you because it's going to make you laugh, because I'm clearly ADHD and was like,
no, it's okay. I mean,
Mary
anybody that can keep up, they're in line, they're aligned with us.
Yeah, you'll love Mary. There's a couple of the girls are going to love a lot, but I'm so excited to see you there. And
can't wait.
Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about that. So thank you, Jackie, so much. We'll have to get you back on. I want to watch your progress. So I say like maybe after the Beet Retreat, what I'd like to do is regroup in spring when you really kick off. We can talk about your fall. We can talk about your holiday season and where you're going with the business. And then I'd love to also see you obviously keep interacting
we'll
on those. I just love the little the little nuggets you give in the group. So I thank you for that. And
I'll do more of that.
All the partners are going to love this podcast, and I can't wait to like regroup, get back together, and talk about your progress. And I can't wait to see you in January.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Just know that you're in line with Sarah and Gabby.
Oh yeah, I am.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.